What up, everybody? It's Phil here, 40-year-old apprentice, checking in on week 3 of bricklaying training, and being a mason, and it's going really well. I'm tired, I'm sore, but I'm excited. Like, I'm beyond excited for my first paid job, my first paid. My first employment as a union bricklayer, and nothing has really changed in terms of my opinion of what I'm doing. I haven't really broached any feelings of second thoughts, like what have I gotten myself into or anything like that. So, got 40-year-old aches, pains, soreness, but I'm feeling every day. I'm feeling more energy, more energetic. I am kind of, I hate to say it in case any of my peers watch this, but I am kind of outpacing some of my peers. I've gotten kudos on my technique for a lot of things. I don't have a background in masonry, but I do, I do have a junk removal business on the side, and that's led me to tip my toes into drywall and painting. And I think the main thing is just you understand the physics of things, how to lift, perhaps. I often cut wood in my backyard, or sometimes for junk removal. Like, you get a feel for how things are going to lay or land, and that's important in masonry. Also, like the delicateness of pointing and caulking. The finesse part of it seems to go fairly smoothly for me. But I will say the main thing that is a little understated is the fact that you want to make friends, right? You want to network. You want to network with not only your union, but if they have an event, if they have a not only a union meeting, but like if there's a protest, or if they're having a golf outing or something, network, because it is who you know in this business to a degree. You can go to a site, fuck up, and if nobody knows who you are, you might not get many more chances. So, very respectful, being very kind, and, thank people for spending their time on you, critiquing your work. Even if you get 2 trainers that are coming at you with their versions or their best way of doing something, take it all in. I'm sure it works for both of them, and they may not say that the other trainer's way is the right way. Like, you might get conflicting information, is what I'm trying to say. It's okay, it can be an opinionated type of thing, but every day I see progress. I was able to, when I laid my first wall, which was a couple days ago, it took me quite a while. Like, I relayed courses, which, if you don't know what a course is, it's just a line of bricks and mortar, right? If you lay a line, it's called a course. So anyway, the first time I did it, it was at a snail's pace. Had a lot of mess ups, a lot of the brick laying back or forward, or it's not quite to the line, and I thought, maybe that's good enough. No, just take it off and redo it. You're in a safe training space. It's okay to mess up. If you're anything like me and you want it to be right, you want it to be perfect, right? You watched a little too much Homes on Homes growing up. It's not okay perhaps in the field for it to be wonky, and you don't have to worry about that, because it's very rare that you're going to get a chance to lay a lot of brick your first year as an apprentice. They're probably going to have you cutting block, cleaning up, running material. So that is not something you have to worry about. But anyway, my first course my whole first wall went pretty slow. Up until Monday, I was only doing pointing and caulking and, scraping out grout, putting it back in again, cutting block. So I was so excited to do my first wall. And after it was done, there was some issues. They were able to point them out. It's definitely an apprentice's wall. So today I took down the entire wall, brushed off the bricks, and I got 3 or 4 courses up. I think it was 4 courses up. And then that was the whole day. I even cut some blocks, got some block cutting practice in, and I really did well hitting my measurements, right? Like, I'm just leaving every day with a smile. And I hope if you're like me, if you're 40 years old or older or younger, that you're leaving with a smile too. And for those who are really out, perhaps just out of high school, I work with a lot of people I had several people who were young and just out of high school, perhaps a family connection or two to the trades. They're moving faster than me. It's old hat to them because they've been practicing. They're year 2, year 3. Of course, they're moving faster than me. But boy, am I catching up, and that gets me excited for what's potentially there. And I'm getting a lot of encouraging feedback that you're doing really good for your 3rd week, and you shouldn't have trouble finding a spot here shortly. And we got seasonably warm weather. Like, it's 55 degrees in Buffalo, New York, February 21st, 2024. That's insane. It was 40 degrees a week and a half ago, and next week it's going to be high 50s. That's insane. Middle of winter, Buffalo, New York, shorts weather. It's insane. So, why am I bringing that up? Well, contractors may get the jump on certain jobs, which is good news for me, so I don't have to wait. And if you're anything like me, you can't just go without paychecks, and you need to keep it moving. So, lots to really be excited about. One of my trainers almost exclusively does caulking, and he's been working closely with me, really building up my confidence and saying that this could be a career for you, just doing caulking. You might learn bricklaying and pointing, caulking, all these things. You might do all of them. You might just do one of them. You never know. You don't know what you're going to be mainly doing, but you can end up doing just one thing. Like, I'm at PCC, Pointer Caulker Cleaner, which is basically specified or specialized in like restoration. Like, I might be on scaffold repairing an old church or some big furnace, like who knows what. But that's what you're supposed to specialize in. It doesn't mean that you're always going to be on a scaffold doing that. You might be on a scaffold doing caulking, specifically caulking. Like, you might get in that circle, which is why it's important to network. But I've already got kind of a jump on that, me having many years in office environments and different workspaces. I understand the importance of teamwork, of building work friendships, and making those contacts last. So yeah, I'm very excited, not losing any steam. I was really sore yesterday. I needed to take some meds to feel better, getting a lot more sleep, which is good, because of the physical activity, obviously. I mean, I'm still chubby, I'm still got lots of weight to work off, but I had to put an extra loop or 2 in my belt already at week 3. That's got me excited. So nothing negative to report. I will say that I'm prior military myself, so if you've not been through like basic training or whatever, try not to come to this kind of work with an attitude, a defensive attitude, when somebody's trying to give you feedback. My trainers are fantastic. I couldn't ask for better trainers. But there are a couple people who are higher up who have an attitude of, you're going to do what I say because you're here by my good graces or whatever, right? Like, that's going to be prevalent in some of the older workers that have been there a while. Like, that's probably how they were brought into the fold. You have to let it go. They're not, they're saying they're better at you, and they are better at you at that job. They're not better than you as a person, or even if they were to say it, like, you have to be able to let that roll off your shoulder a little bit. If that's something that happens to you, you're not going to prove to them that you are as good at them, even if you are somehow as good as them, it's not worth getting into it. Your focus should be on your career 10, 20 years from now, right? Like as a 40-year-old apprentice, 20 years from now I'll be 60. My retirement target is like 64, 65, like anybody else's would be, right? Even then I could probably work to my late 60s doing pointing concrete cleaning as long as my body holds up, which I would love to do, right? I don't want to be stagnant and doing nothing into my later years, because if you make it to the mid-60s, you still probably got a good 20 years plus left, as long as you're able to make it, right? So you got to kind of plan this out a little bit. But yeah, so anyway, I just want to do a quick video, week 3 update, going strong, feeling motivated, real excited, and I'm going to finish my second wall tomorrow. It's already looking good, 3 courses in. No regrets. No regrets. I hope this video helps people, gives you the motivation to keep going. So, all right, y'all. Stay built strong, and I'll see you soon.